Hello dear friends, welcome back to Holy Trinity DMIT Academy. So today we discuss the second set of study skills, techniques for study skills. Please watch the video from the beginning to the end and also subscribe my channel and press on the bell icon so that you will get notifications on my new video. So we begin with the second part of study skills. So second set of skills, let us see what are the major study techniques which we could apply in our learning of subjects. So the next principle is 1/3 times more, 1/3 times more. So this is based upon a law which is popularly known as overlearning principle. According to the law of overlearning, we should spend at least 1/3 of the original learning time repeating the same content immediately after learning. Suppose you spend 15 minutes to learn a topic. Recollect it without looking at the content. In this case, 5 minutes would be the time spent. So learning this way saves a lot of revision time and improve your retention considerably. So we always find ourselves short of time during examination. This is not because of our inability to write fast, but because of our difficulty in quick recall. So repeated learning helps in quick recall. So keep this principle in your mind, 1/3 time more. Another technique is spider notes, preparing spider notes. So this is one of the most effective way of note making. So we set these notes in a condensed form. That is, the final notes will be in a condensed form. However, it must include all relevant information so that it helps us in each revision and final revision before exams. So why do we call these spider notes? Because when we set the notes, it would look like the web of a spider. So that is why we call it as spider notes. So when preparing a spider notes, when we prepare the spider notes, in spider notes, the primary idea that is placed at the center of the page, so that the secondary and tertiary ideas follows quickly, and this facilitates a harmonious flow of thought. So let's see what are the advantages of preparing spider notes. It provides a lot of advantages. One is it will save 65% of our time. Approximately 65% of the time is saved. And again, approximately 90% of the time is saved while reading if you prepare spider notes. And 90% of the revision time is also saved if you prepare spider notes. So concentration, this will help us in concentrating on the key issues. We get more focus and association. We can also find the association between the keywords and quick and appropriate for our study. So multi-dimensional spider notes, they are visually more stimulating rather than monotonous linear notes. So prepare spider notes. So a picture of the spider notes is also provided in the slide. So you can just observe there a spider note that is provided there. The next method of study is PI method, or we call it as word number. So here you need to apply your creativity, or your creative ability will come to your rescue. For example, if you want to remember the value of pi, that is pi value, we all know that it is 3.141593. So how I wish I could calculate pi. This is the acronym we set for this. But we prepare this acronym here. To prepare this acronym, we used the number of letters in each word equal to the digits of the pi. Here the number of letters in each word equal to the digits of pi. For example, here the how I wish I could calculate, here HOW, that is 3. So that is, we relate how with 3. Again, 1 is the next. So I stands for 1. Wish, there are 4 letters. So WISH, wish, there are 4 letters. Again, one I, could stands, could, there are 5 letters, so it is related to 5. Calculate, it consists of 9 letters, so that is related to 9. Again, pi, that is 3-letter word. So how I wish I could calculate pi, that is acronym we use to remember the value of pi. So that is, we use word number to remember this kind of values. Okay. Next method, keyword method. That is another technique we use in especially when we learn long theories. So one of the major problem or a common problem that is faced by students, or this is a major problem they face, is how they can learn long theories. Students find it very difficult to remember it after the first reading, and the mind often gets distracted. Our question is how to concentrate or how to remain focused. So the answer is the keyword method. So let's see the steps involved in that. The first step, you need to spend a few minutes reading the title of the chapter. Try to build your imagination around it. Step 2, read each paragraph and underline the important words. So these are the keywords or the essence of each paragraph. And in step 3, proceed proceed to the next paragraph only after identifying the keyword of the previous paragraph. And in step 4, you list all the keywords and summarize the chapter. And in step 5, keywords will help you in revising the chapter quickly at the time of exams. So representative word, that is the technique that you need to adopt to learn long theories. Next method is latent learning, which will ensure success in your exams. So we all know that success in sports, that is due to the mental factor. So the day before your exams, take 5 minutes for latent learning. Do these steps. In step number 1, close your eyes and visualize you are walking towards the examination hall. Visualize finding your roll number, your seat, and finally sitting down to take the exam. Imagine the invigilator is walking towards you, handing you the answer sheet and the question paper. Make sure you visualize everything in bright light clearly. Mentally go through the question paper. Read the instructions and the questions carefully. Imagine yourself answering all the questions well and finishing them in time. So this method of rehearsing in mind helps you to improving your performance, and it also counter your anxiety and build confidence. So mental rehearsal, that is another technique for learning as well as writing the exams. So next method is known as Kipling's companion method. So Kipling's companion, it is popularly known as WH questions. That is, when we read a lesson or article, we need to use these questions, WH questions, like what, when, why, where, how, who. So these questions would certainly better your comprehension and retention. So that is why we say it is Kipling's companion. So next method is list method. In list method, this is a method to systemize one's study, work and life. So as soon as you rise in the morning, take a piece of paper and write the task that you need to accomplish in that fine day. The task may be an academic work, related, or household and those concerning your personal grooming. So keep the list in your pocket and strike off once the task is completed. So this method, if worked out properly, very effective in managing your time, that is for time management and life management. So that is one method for learning. Another is bit method. So in bit method, we prepare and write bits similar to students taking incriminating materials to the examination hall. Students should carry such bits in their pocket or in their purse or instrument box. wherever they can frequently access frequently access them. So whenever they say it, they can take it out and feel it. So students must ensure that the bit of information is well stored in their brain by the bedtime. And they can store these bits subject-wise for the examination day for review. So that is this method is also known as using flashcards. So next method is Socratic method. In Socratic method, we learn things by questioning in circles. That means asking more questions on any answer to elicit further information. That is, if a student answers a question, the teacher will again ask a question, or likewise you can ask more questions, and again when you find an answer for that, again you question that answer. That way you can improve your knowledge, or your knowledge deepens. So that is one method. That is why we call it as questioning in circle. That is this was a method that was adopted by Socrates while teaching his disciples. Next method is retreat to toilet. So many students they find difficult to learn certain aspects or certain part of a subject. So in such a situation, or whenever they encounter something difficult to study, they can retreat with that book or paper to the toilet. So in toilet, we don't have any distractions unless you play with the tap. So this would help you to concentrate on your faculties and this aid faster learning. So this can be deployed when you want to learn a difficult formula or equation, etc. Next method is first method. In first method, we use the following formula. That is, we first foresee the content, then we do some inquiry. That is, using the Kipling's companions, we make inquiries, then we review, and speaking out and teleprinting. So that is why we call it as first method. Another method is PAR method. In the PAR method, we first do the preparation, that is preparation. Then we go for attention, we give more focus on the subject, and then we go for fourfold repetition. So that is why we call it as PAR. P stands for preparation, A stands for attention, and R stands for fourfold repetition. Next method is known as TIC method. So this method helps you to master problems and build confidence in problem solving. So here each time one revises, for example, subjects like maths or accounting or computer science or science papers, you have to tick the questions with a particular ink. For example, in the first revision you can use blue ink. In the second revision you can use black ink. When the third time you do the same problem, you can put a tick mark with a red ink, and finally you put a green tick it with a green ink. So this will give you confidence which you cannot obtain by any other methods. So this is useful for learning problem papers. This method is very useful in learning problem papers. So let's see some simple methods to learn. So there are some simple methods for study or some approaches for study. Let's see what are they. One is reading loudly. That is one method. Then second one is reading silently. This is one method of learning, reading loudly and reading silently. And second thing is, second method is another simple method is you can write and study. And another method is study the subject on the same day. That is another way of simple way of learning. Study and speak it out. That is another way of learning. After studying, write it out. That is another method of learning. Study and share this with your friend. That is another simple method of learning. While studying, jot down the main key points. That is another main points or key points. That is another way of learning. Study the subject and then reflectively read that subject. That is another way of simple way of learning. read the subject or the contents before lectures. That is another simple method of learning. Then another method is beginning study groups. That is another way of learning in a better manner. Then again, prepare questions and hunt for answers, like by using WH questions. That is another way of learning. Then consult your teachers with doubts. That is another way of learning quickly. And last simple method is you can use highlighters to highlight the key points or the key words or representative words in the when you read a particular paragraph or a chapter. So next method is flowchart method. So here in flowchart method, we draw flowchart to summarize and understand any point in science or a chronology of events in history. So we just draw a flowchart which we use in computers. Now we need to draw flowcharts. So that is one way of learning a subject. And again, next method is SQ3R method. So this is very popular among students. SQ3R method. In this method, in the first step, the students first survey or they scan through the subject content. Then they prepare questions using WH questions. Then again, they read the subject. That is, they use the 3 R's, like reading. They read, they try to recall, and after recall, again they review the subject. So that is why we call it as SQ3R method. So this is a very popular method for study skill. And another another method is SQ3RT method. So here also the process is similar. That is, we need to survey, then prepare questions, read, review, recall and review, and then you need to think about this topic when you are free. That is why we are adding a T to SQ3R method. So SQ3RT, in this method, we first survey, question, recall, read, recall and review, and then finally we think about that topic when we are free. That is while we are traveling in a bus or when we are sitting somewhere or during our free times. We try to think about that topic. So that is another best method for learning. Again, another simple method for study is teach technique. That is using teaching technique. So another technique to learn faster. So you can use teaching technique in order to learn better. So whatever you have read and understood, try teaching it to somebody. This will make the subject more clearer in your mind. So that is one technique that you can use. Again, another method is note taking. So note taking is another best method of learning. So you can you can take lecture notes while a lecturer is delivering the subject to you in the classroom. You need to focus only on the key points. You need to take down only or jot down only the key main points that the lecturer speaks out, lecturer says, and then you can. So it will help you. It will aid you in your studies while at home. So that is why it is mandatory that you need to take lecture notes or you need to write down what all things that is discussed by your teachers in the class. So note taking is the best method for learning. Then last one is projecting. So projecting is another method of learning. That is, here important points while reading through the text, one should keep underlining, bracketing, or marking it as important, or assigning the danger sign to a particular portion, so that we can project some portion of the syllabus as important. In further revisions of the same subject, this will help us. So one can easily rush through these important portions when we carry out the revision on the day before the exam, etc. So that is why projecting is very, very important. So these are the major steps that you could use for improving your studies. So thank you all. So my new video is coming soon. That is part 3. In that we will discuss the problems and the suitable atmosphere that is required for carrying out your study in a perfect manner. So problems and suitable atmosphere in study, that is my next video. So thank you all. Wait for the part 3.